Hi, people. Sorry I haven't been on. I had visitor. Okay, so let me explain to you what this nonsense is all about. See if anyone's actually put two and two together. Why? And it's a global thing. They do this, if you notice, everything that happens, it's globally. So the second wave comes and it goes through this country and that country. Because remember, 100 and something, nearly 200 countries signed up to Agenda 21, which is now Agenda 2030, whatever nonsense. So let me explain to you what this is really about. Because if you noticed in May when we had all these terrible deaths and it was, such a fear, nobody was wearing a mask. You weren't required to wear a mask anywhere at the beginning of the year when everyone was busy dying and the hospitals were under threat and there were no masks. Not compulsory anywhere and nobody died. I mean, you didn't see now, since then, since we've had no more deaths, people have been shopping and going on buses and trains and visiting people and touching things everywhere. And you haven't had millions of people dying. If you had a serious virus, people would be dying, like literally, everywhere. I mean, getting sick. You wouldn't be able to go anywhere, you'd be getting infected. So you all know now you've been taken for a ride. But what have the masks got to do with anything? Let me explain something. This is not a short-term thing. This is going to be a long-term thing. What the mask scam's all about. It's got nothing to do with you being infectious, because if you read the box and the journals and things, you'll see the mask cannot protect you. It's actually bad to wear it long term. People are, being required to wear it the whole time they're working. It's extremely dangerous. What they're doing is making sure you are going to be a lot sicker in winter. So by doing what they're doing, making you sanitize yourself, wearing a mask for hours on end, you are lowering your immune system and reactivating your own viruses. So they're making sure there's going to be a second wave. They're making sure that you're in fear, that you're stuck without enough oxygen. So they're making sure when the next flu comes around, it's going to be a bad flu season. So the people that are already sick and compromised will die because they will be a lot sicker. They have more fearful now because they're wearing a mask. So it makes you see everyone masked and think of fear. It's keeping the fear factor up and making sure we have a really bad winter. Because flu season's coming, you'll be a lot sicker. There's one. Secondly, really what it's about, and why they're doing it now, they're doing it at the airport as well. And when you take your identity picture, when you're getting off at the plane at the airport now, going through customs, you cannot take your mask off. So now people haven't figured out, well, that's a bit strange because they want to identify you. They want to see you to make sure that you're the person in the passport. It's got nothing to do with that. This is AI. Everything is going on to AI, Internet of Things. They're training artificial intelligence to recognize you with a mask. So if you're protesting or covering your face and all they can see is your eyes. So now facial recognition and all these cameras and 5G, which is on here, monitoring, is 24/7 monitoring you. So what it's doing, it's teaching AI to identify all of you. Because you were without masks, you're with masks. So when you cover your face or not, AI, they want to be able to identify and monitor you 24/7. It's facial recognition and monitoring. They want you masked now so it can teach AI to point you out when you've got a mask on. When you don't have a mask on, it'll recognize your eyes. So it's trying to get it to identify you, masked or not. This is what it's about. It's about facial recognition. It's about AI. 2 meters apart, wear a mask.